So here is the first example of the sine rule, and long story short, we have a non-right angle triangle. We're trying to find out a missing side. Now, do we have the information to figure this out, or that we know that it's the sine rule? So always ask yourself in these questions, well, I'm going to just ignore the vertices labeling for the moment as well. Just ignore that, ignore vertices labeling. But first thing you ask yourself, have I got an angle that I know and a side opposite that angle? So have I got an angle that I know and a side opposite that angle? So if you look up here, you've got the angle 30 and opposite is side length 12. So have I got an angle that I know the angle 30, and have I got the side length opposite it, that's the side length 12? Yes, I do. So that's it, passed the first test here, kind of, if you want to think of it that way, for do we use the sine rule? And then the second thing you ask yourself, we're looking for x. Do we have the angle, so that's the side length, do we have the angle opposite x? And the answer is yes, 50-degree angle opposite x there. So we know now that it's definitely the sine rule that we're using. First test, have we got an angle and a side opposite it? And then we're looking for x, do we have the angle opposite it? So now that we know that it's the sine rule, we proceed as following. So I always start the angle that I know, we call it big A, and the side length that I know across from it, we call it small a. Then I label the next angle, so we're looking for x, and we've got the angle 50 opposite it, so we're going to label that B, and the side length opposite is small b. Now we are looking for a side, so we're going to put the side length on top exactly like it is in your formula and log tables. So the side length comes on top in your formula and log tables. So we just follow that. We leave out one of the ratios. You say there, I've just gone with the A's and the B's. I'm leaving out the C's, but that'll be big angle C there, and there'll be small side C across from it, or opposite it. So we start filling in there. So small a is 12. Sine, and the angle opposite it is 30. So sine of 30. So 12 over sine of 30 is equal to x here. Well, we're going to fill that in. It's going to be our b, or our x, and opposite that is going to be our sine of 50. So that's just filling in the 12 over sine of 30 and the x over sine of 50. It's opposite each other. Now, all we've got to do here, if you notice on the right hand side, this is a fraction. We've spoken many times about killing fractions and all that. So I want to get rid of that fraction, or eliminate that fraction. We're in an equation. All I've got to do is multiply by its denominator. So I'm going to multiply by sine of 50, and that will leave me with x on the right hand side. But of course, to balance it out, if I multiply one side by sine of 50, I must multiply the other side by sine of 50, and that's going to look like something like this in your calculator. Sine of 50 multiplied by 12 over sine of 30. I've seen in many of the questions in your calculator, you're probably going to have to put in that kind of bracket there like that. So to put it in, and when you do that on your calculator, you're going to get 18.3850. And of course, the question says correct to 2 decimal places. So correcting that to 2 decimal places, you get 18.39. And sure, that should be 18.39, so a correction there. It was 18.38, so correct to 2 decimal places. Find where you want to round. Look at the digit on the right. If it's 5 or greater, or 5 to 9, climb the vine. So that should be 18.39 there. And that's your full answer for that question. Done. See you in the next video for the other type of question you could get, where you're given the side and you're looking for the angle.